It's Shel Anderson from Shel Anderson Designs, Shel's Creative Corner. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada. I blog at shelscreativecorner.blogspot.com, and I can be reached anytime by email at andersonshel@gmail.com. I would like to thank you for joining me tonight for Stamp with Shel. We are going to have a play with the oh so gorgeous Hydrangea Haven stamp set tonight. I'm not exactly sure what I'm doing, but I've pulled some cardstock and I've pulled some accessories. I've got the Pastel Pearls and I've got the matte black dots. I have the gorgeous grape sheer ribbon. I have a piece of the beautiful Hydrangea Hill DSP. I have some, give me a minute, it'll come to me, Seaside Spray. This is one of the retiring in colors. I have some basic black and some Whisper White. So let me grab a paper trimmer and we will get started. First thing I'm going to do is I am going to cut a card base that is 5.5 by 8.5. And then I am going to fold that in half and burnish that fold so that my card base lies nice and flat. Okay. All right, now we're going to need some white cardstock. First off, 5 1/4 by 4 for the inside of the card. And I'm going to do the same thing again. I'm not sure if I'm going to use it. And I'm going to do 4 1/4 to use as scrap. Alright, I do know for sure that I want to use this gorgeous hydrangea. So I'm going to stamp that with my Stamparatus, if I can find it, onto this scrap piece of cardstock. Not pretty. So I'm going to lay that down. And we are going to stamp this in Memento Black because I think I'm going to color this with my Stampin' Blends. We'll see what happens here. We'll probably have to stamp this several times because I have not put ink on this stamp set yet. And I want a nice crisp image. All right. That should do that. Now, I'm going to clean that up. And I'm going to have a look at the greetings. The world is a better place because of you. To an incredible woman, you make me smile. I think I'm going to do to an incredible woman. And these greetings are very much larger than what they appear. on the case. There's actually 2 stamp sets in one case here. So you're getting incredible value with this set. And I love sets that have greetings as well as, I don't know what I'm going to do with this greeting, so I'm just going to stamp it in the middle, okay? And that way it's, I can do whatever I need to do with it. I think I'm going to put it on a strip, but I'm not sure. Isn't that a nice greeting? Love it, love it, love it. All right. We'll get this one cleaned up and put away. And I'll get my ink put away before there's a disaster. All right. So far, so good. Now, I am going to color this, and I'm going to pull the colors right out of this paper. So I see Seaside Spray, I see Highland Heather, I see a darker grape, but we don't have that. And I don't know whether this is Mossy Meadow or Old Olive. So I'm going to pull them both. And we will figure it out. Actually, let's be smart and read the paper. Gorgeous Grape, Highland Heather, Misty Moonlight, Mossy Meadow. Really, this is Misty Moonlight. Okay. Oh, the dark is Misty Moonlight. I get it. Misty Moonlight, Mossy Meadow, Old Olive, Rococo Rose, Seaside Spray, and Whisper White. So they're all in there. So we could pull the Misty Moonlight as well. And we'll see how this goes. All right. I'm going to start by cutting off that greeting before I wreck it. That's the first thing I'm going to do. And put that out of the way. All right. And I just have my mat with the cardstock in here to color on. And I'm going to start with the light Old Olive. Actually, I'm going to use the other end so that I can quickly lay down some light color. And as you can tell, I am not being very careful. I'm just kind of laying the color on there. And I'm going to ignore the stem for now. All right, now I'm going to go up a step to the dark Old Olive. I'm just going to try this over here. Wow, is that ever dark? Maybe I will go up to the light Mossy Meadow. Let's try that. Yep, I think that's what I'm going to do. And I'm just going to duplicate some of those veins in the leaves. And I'm going to use this one to do the stem. I don't want to go any darker on the stem than that, because then you won't be able to see the outline of the stem at all. You'll lose that detail. All right, so now I'm going to take this light old olive, I'm going to put that out of the way, and I'm going to blend that in and add some more color. And I think what I'll do when I'm done with this is I'll come back to the leaves after I do some of the flower. I'm going to let the alcohol dry and have a look at it with fresh eyes. I imagine we'll have to add some darker areas to the leaves after they dry, but that's okay for now. All right, now on to these gorgeous flowers. I am going to do 2 colors on one flower. And I don't know whether I want the light or the dark. Let's start with the light. And I'm just doing every other bloom here and there. I'm just kind of scattering them around a little bit. First, what I'm going to do is do the larger ones. And I think this one's going to be too light. I really do, but maybe we'll do some of the littler ones in this light Highland heather. Just a matter of trying different things. I might not like this in the end, but I might. You'll never know until you try. All right, now let's go to the dark Highland heather. And I'm going to go back to the big blooms. Oh, isn't that pretty? Very pretty. And I really don't know what these are supposed to look like. I'm just looking at these images here. Yes, I'm sorry this is time consuming, but these little flowers are tiny. And this seems like a very spring-like flower. To me. I am not a flower person, which is kind of scary because my grandmother was a florist. I should know a little bit more about flowers than I do, but I don't. All right. I'm liking this. I'm going to go back to the light one again. Oops. And do a little bit of the fill in so I can see where I want to add more. I think I'm going to go back over these blue ones and make them darker, because as you can tell, when the marker dries and the alcohol dissipates, it's much lighter. So I'm not going over all areas, but most. And then I'm going to go with the light one and just do a few light areas, or light flowers. And just kind of fill in a little bit here and there. So you're going to see me switching back and forth here. So I've got too much blue here. And I think I'll do this big flower. And I'll just fill in along here. And fill in along here. You see, I'm just kind of changing the, see how that fills that flower in? Alright, I'm going to switch back to the light blue. And around those purple flowers. Kind of like so. Now I'm going to go back to the light again. Fill in here. Time consuming, but it's looking very pretty. Alright, I think we need a couple more darker areas. Maybe one here. And I'm going to do this flower dark purple. And then I'm going to use the light blue in around here. And I think we'll do one more light flower here. See, you really can't even tell if you go outside the lines a little bit. Now, you see how much those leaves have changed color? So I think I'm going to go to the dark old olive, and I'm just going to add some deeper color along the edges and the tips. And then we'll grab the lighter color again. And we will give it a final blend. Whoa, flying markers. All right, back to the light old olive. And then just blending that with little circular motions. think I'm happy with that. All right, now I'll get these markers out of the way and find some paper snips because I don't have the dies, which means I have to fussy cut. And these are some fine little stems that I'm trying to cut out. Oh well, it does not have to be perfect, my friends, because once it's all put together, nobody is ever going to notice a little mistake here or there. All right. And as you notice, I'm trying my best to turn the paper and just hold my scissors straight. I find that, I mean, there are some areas where it's difficult to do that, but I find if you can turn your paper, you get smoother cuts. Alright, now this flower is going to be a little bit tricky, but we'll see what we can do. I may just take my marker and do a little more detail around the edge when I am done here. To alleviate some of the white spaces that you can see. I'm trying to stay in the camera here and still be able to see. All right, we're at the halfway point, my friends. The dies would make this so much easier, but I haven't had a chance to get those yet. And this is telling me that I must. Alright, as long as I don't cut the top off the flower, we'll be smiling. Alright, that's some flimsy flower because the stem is so tiny. Alright, if we can get these two leaves out without it falling apart on me, we'll be smiling. Alright. Whew. I don't know if this is going to hold together until I get it done. Trying to support it as best I can, but as you can see, it is super. I'm going to go down here. I think I'm actually going to lay it down, if you can believe that, because I'm going to cut this backwards on my wrong side. Alright, now to get this piece cut out. Alright, so far so good. Just have a couple little areas left. right, let's get all this garbage out of here. Lay this down before I wreck it. And I am just going to go around the edges to remove some of that white where I was cutting. And I'm going to do the same thing with the brush tip, or the brush tip of this. I'm just going around the edges to make it look like it's all the flower, so you don't notice those raw white edges so much. All right, there's our flower. I'm just going to set that aside, and we need to find our, what did I do with my card base? All right, now we have to figure this all out, what we are going to do. Do I want to go horizontal? How big is that flower? Let me have a look. Yes, I do. I want to go horizontal, and I need to figure out, let's use the inches. I am going to go with 2 inches by 5 1/4. 2 by 5 1/4. 2 by 5 1/4. All right. And, oops, I should have done this one while I was there. This one is going to be 5 1/4 by 4. So if I put this on here, like so, oh, I have a little rough edge. Let me take care of that. Don't like that. Okay, so if I put this on here like so, and this on here like so, then I can put my flower on this side, my ribbon. I don't know if I like that black card base. I think I'm going to change that to Gorgeous Grape. I am. If I can find my Gorgeous Grape, there it is. I am going to switch, and that'll pull in those dark colors and tie in the ribbon. All right. Let's try this again. Oh yes, that is much nicer. Much nicer. All right, let's glue these 2 pieces together to start with. And then I think I will put on my ribbon. This paper is gorgeous. Love it, love it, love it. All right. So I am going to cut that here, and I'm going to grab some tear and tape, and I am going to put a piece right there and right there. And we'll burnish that down and peel off those backings. Well, maybe I will. All right, now on goes the ribbon. This stuff is gorgeous. All right, I'll tuck that one around. Actually, I think I'm going to go just a bit lower. And because this is sheer ribbon, I'm going to put the seam right under the edge. I don't know how to explain that. If I put the seam in the middle of the ribbon, you could see it. So I moved it so that the seam of the DSP is right under the top edge of the ribbon. That's what I was trying to say. All right, there we go. Now you're going to laugh at me, but I'm going to sandwich that between another piece to secure that down, just like so. Now I'm going to take another piece and make a knot. Over on this side. Maybe. I'm all thumbs tonight. There we go. And now I'm going to put a glue dot underneath the edge of that knot. Like so, securing this in place. All right. Now let's trim off those tails a little bit. Now we get to put this on here. And I'm going to glue this flat. And just try to get our margins as straight as we can and as even. Oh, that's pretty. All right, now we have this little guy. And as much as I would like to put that up on dimensionals, I can't do it. Well, I could, yeah, I could actually. I am going to flip this over and I'm going to put the leaves and the flower on dimensionals, and then the stem I'm going to glue down. I'm just cutting the bones around here. I use every last one of these. I will glue the bottom of the stem so that it doesn't flop around. But I'm going to put a ton of dimensionals on here so that it's very well supported. I think that's lots for the flower. I'll turn these ones around. And one for the little one. I think that's too big. All right, now to get these backings off. One more stubborn one. There we go. All right. It's going to be a one-shot deal. Make sure that we don't go over the top. All right, I'm going to flip this stem up. Apply a little bit of Tombow and press that down. Oh, that's pretty. Pretty, pretty, pretty. All right, now somewhere in this mess, there it is, I have this greeting, and I don't know what I'm going to do with it. Let me have a look. This might just call for a double oval. I wonder if it'll fit. I don't think so. Oh, it will. I am going to use the double oval punch. So there's the greeting. Now, if I wanted, I could use this from the other side. Let's see what this looks like. This is just the some of the leftover DSP. No, I don't think so. I don't like that. Maybe for something else. I am going to either use, I've got some scraps here. Let's try Highland Heather. And I'm going to also try, if I can find some scraps, gorgeous grape. And then we can make a decision. There we go. So do we want, no. Yes, I think I'm even going to put it up top because I don't want to cover up that beautiful paper. So I'm just going to layer this together with my Tombow. And then we're going to put this on dimensionals as well. To an incredible woman. Now, before I go any further, I want to add some Wink of Stella to these beautiful flowers. I think we need to give it a little bit of a squeeze. There we go. How beautiful is that? You see all that shimmer? All right, now we have these beautiful pastel pearls. You know, I wish they were teeny tiny. If they were teeny tiny, I'd put them in the middle of each of those big flowers. But they're just way too big. So I am going to I'm trying to decide whether I want these ones or these ones. And I think I'm going to go with the darker ones. And I'm just going to scatter 3 of them around on the card front. Well, maybe I am if I can get them unstuck off the paper. There we go. 1, 'I don't know where I want to put this. 2, 'Wow, I'm scooting around with this. There we go. There is our gorgeous card. Now we need to put some lining on the inside so that we have a nice place to write our message. And I am going to pop that right in like so. How pretty is that? That is our Hydrangea Haven card. So thank you guys for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this little mini class in Stamping with Shel, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye-bye for now.